Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are. This is my completed Eiffel Tower replica, and it's made entirely out of paper, and I might as well give you guys a full tour so that way you can see all the work that I have done over the last 7 months. Let's get started from the bottom, and we will work our way up to the top. Let's do this. So I know that looking at this thing, it looks super big, but in reality it's not. It's actually 4.5 feet tall, which makes it the tallest model that I ever made up to this point. And so, starting at the bottom, we have, as you can see, the shoes. You saw this in my construction video. So, inside are the elevators in which they can't go up and down, unfortunately. But the good news is that they're there for accuracy. And so as you can see, there's some all over the place. And now the first floor is right here. And underneath the first floor, there's actually a set of, I think, about 80 something names of famous engineers, philosophers, and people who Gustav Eiffel thought should be immortalized on the Eiffel Tower. And I have all those names on the 4 different sides, as you can see. It was really hard to write them that small, and I'm happy that they're there regardless. And, for example, some of the names that you'll find on this ring of names are people who made a big contribution to science, engineering, philosophy, and human life as a whole. Like, for example, you'll find Foucault, or in this case, Foucault's pendulum, or some people who discovered chemistry, or the guy who created the periodic table. Now, they're not really household names, but you may have heard of them before. So, let's see. Before I keep on going up, the underside of the model is this. Yeah, there's a lot of detail. And the thing is that this side that you see, everything that you see on the front half, is hand-drawn by me. And you can tell, based on the quality, the quality is outstanding. However, in order to save on time and effort, the other sides, like all the other sides that aren't this one, is where I used my mom's printer to copy these things over and over again, so that way I could simply copy and paste them over and over, and that's how I was able to get all the other sides. It would have taken me forever to draw out each side, so I'm happy that I used this method. Okay, and that's the lights right there. You'll see that in the future video. So then we reach the first floor, and the first floor is probably my favorite. So in the first floor we have the railing, in which I was thinking of putting like little Lego figures up there. I'm not really sure. I have to think about that for a minute. And in the middle of this floor, you can find a glass floor, in which this is it right here. I don't really have any glass laying around, so what I did instead is I used lamination material for that. And so, let's see. So then, moving around, you can find the restaurant, as well as the red buildings that you saw me building in my construction video. For example, there's one right there, and you'll notice that table right there has my initials on it. ER for Eric Ramirez. So let's take a look at the other buildings. So, doing my research on the tower, I found that there's actually a movie theater, and I think this is it right there. Let me see if I can focus. Focus, there it is. Now, the back side of the tower is where it's hard to see this one, but it's in there regardless. So these, I believe, what is that? Oh, it is the shopping area, and it also has a souvenir stand along with a post office and other things that you can do here. definitely want to go to Paris one day so that I can see this up close. Let's see. And as you can see, the light strips actually go through the legs. Originally, they were going to be inside the white columns in there, but that wasn't the case, and that's because they really didn't look that good when me and my neighbor Andrew tested them. Thanks, Andrew, for helping me with the lights. And do you know how much detail I put into this thing? I mean, not just those things down there, but also look, on the back of that building there's an electrical box right there. That's the amount of detail that I put into this sucker. And then, moving on to the second floor, this is where things got small. And inside here, I'm not sure why, but it's all mangled up in here. It's really, like, all over the place, and I'm not sure why. I can't go in there right now because it's a finished model. Maybe one day in the future I'll do that, but for now, as you can see, it looks really bad up here. It's kind of fallen apart a little bit. I have to fix that, actually. But this is where things got small, and the second floor has the base of the spire, and up here, you can see there's like a second level or something. This is actually the Jules Verne restaurant up here in the middle. It's that gray looking thing in the middle. You saw that in my construction video as well. So they have great food in there from what I know. And actually, the connectors for the lights that connect from the first half to the spire actually connect through that restaurant. So there's the wires right there that connect to the lights that go through the spire. So in this case, I had to make like little holes and stuff in order for these lights to pass through them. You can kind of see it. It's pretty hard to see it, but it's there regardless. And that's what I was looking for. If you look right, no, not right there. Hold on. If you look in there, you'll see this little black thing. That is a connector for the lights, because when I want to take this thing with me to places, it's too tall to fit in the car. So what did I do? The spire can actually pop off, and I can take the model apart into two pieces. And then when I get to wherever I'm going, all I have to do is just put it right back on. This is the first ever model I've made that can be taken apart in two pieces. It's a huge milestone that I forgot to mention in my... Did I forget to mention it? Probably not. So anyway, the light connectors are inside the Jules Verne restaurant in the bottom. The restaurant itself is hollow, so that's why there's space for the lights. And you can kind of see the connectors in there. Oh yeah, there they are. Right there. So those are the connectors for the lights that are inside the restaurant. And so the connectors are hidden inside the restaurant so that way no one sees them. And now we move on to the spire, and this is where it gets really fragile. Like there's a couple of pieces that are broken on this. Yeah, what am I supposed to do? I can't go in there anymore. So the lights are up here. Oh, that chimney is looking bad. I'm not really sure how to fix it. Whatever. So the spire has one elevator. Well, actually it has four, but I couldn't put anything in there because it was too small. And that elevator is the only one that actually goes up and down. Now that's something that I wish I could have figured out before, how to make these elevators go up and down. And in the back, in the corners, you'll see chicken skewers. You know, the kind that you use to skewer meat. Well, those are in there to provide stability for the entire spire, because this thing is super fragile and it can't stand up on its own that easily. So that's why I have those in there. So now we reach the third floor, and the third floor is tiny. Like, here's my hand. You can't really get a good sense of scale, but there's my hand right next to it. It's tiny. And look at the tiny little holes in this thing that I had to do. Yeah, I did that, and I'm crazy for it. But the third floor is where you can find little cutouts of me. Let's see, where else? I'm not sure if Comet is over there. But I do know that Handy is over here on this side. You can probably see him. Well, I figured I would put those guys in just to add my own personal charm. And then finally, at the very top, is Gustav Eiffel's apartment. Now, I'm not sure if you're able to see anything, but let's give it a shot anyway. So inside this tiny 1 inch by 1 inch area, you can find a bedroom along with a bathroom and a living area, and it's all historically accurate. I actually found pictures of what Mr. Eiffel's apartment looked like when he was there. He actually turned down every invitation he got to stay in that apartment. People wanted to stay in the apartment, but he declined every single invitation. The only people that I know who are up there, who went up there, I'd say were, one notable person is Thomas Edison. That's one person I know who went up there. So you would have to be super important or a very famous individual in order to go up to Mr. Eiffel's apartment. Now all the furniture in there is flat, it's 2D. That's because I can't make anything that small. But it's okay regardless. So then the spire is where the height really becomes apparent, and my arms are fully extended at this point so that you guys can see it. The actual flag itself can actually be raised and lowered whenever I need to, and it also can be taken off. I don't want to take the model down. My body, you can kind of see it, and it actually wobbles around whenever the wind blows, because as you can see, it's right next to a big window, and so when the wind blows through here, the flag is often wobbling back and forth, and I love it. So meanwhile, heading down the spire, you know how I mentioned in my construction video that the tower spire was twisting? Well, I fixed that since then, and it's not twisting anymore, or at least I don't think it is. Let's see. In a moment, I'm going to head back down so that I can show you the light system, or at least what I haven't shown you already. So the lighting system for the model is really, really complicated, I will tell you that. It's honestly amazing how me and my friend Ray and Andrew were able to get this to work. If this thing was made out of wood, for example, it would be a lot better, but since it's made out of paper, I'm not really too sure on how long this thing will last. Maybe at the most, maybe 5 or 6 years, and then I have to replace it. But I'm not going to worry about that for right now. So, down to the lighting system itself, we have 2 battery packs that are inside 2 of the legs. Like there's one right there, and then there's one over here. That's used for when I'm traveling to places, which I haven't, you know why. And so, I actually found out that the cables for the lights actually have USB cords on them. So I plugged them into a USB plug right there. Then it goes down an extension cord underneath the model to this timer right here. And this timer is set for 5:30 to 8:30. So it lasts for, I think, like 4 hours at the most. No, 3 hours. And so that's why it lights up automatically at night. I don't have to. Normally, if I was doing it by myself, I would usually just turn the 2 battery packs on and I would use this remote. Well, I don't have to do that. All I need to do is just pre-program what light color I want, and then have the timer plugged in all the time, and thus the tower will be lit up at night. And this happens every night at the same time. timer saved me so much headache, I will tell you that. Definitely a model that goes above and beyond. Like, remember my Big Ben model? Yeah, my Eiffel Tower is right up there with it. And actually my neighbor who I talked to earlier, he actually said that he thought that my Eiffel Tower was my Christmas tree, because for Christmas I changed the colors to red and green, and he thought that it was my Christmas tree, because from the sidewalk it looks like my Christmas tree. But no, my Christmas tree wasn't even put up at that point. It was just a misconception, if you know what I mean. So anyway, guys, discussing the light system very briefly, that is my model of the Eiffel Tower. The tallest and most complicated model that I have ever built thus far. Why do I do this to myself? Because I'm crazy. I am on my stomach. Oh wait, no, I'm on my back. Two completely different parts of the human body. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my Eiffel Tower in its entirety. You guys already saw the construction video, so now all I have to do is put up what this thing looks like at night. And let me tell you, with my Christmas tree next to it, it looks absolutely incredible. So prepare yourselves for a beautiful sight. Hopefully one day I'll get to go to Paris and I'll see the Eiffel Tower in its gloriousness. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and see y'all later. Like, what's the French word for bye?